Everyone around me seemed to have their thing. Something they loved. Something they were good at. But no matter how many activities I've tried, nothing ever clicked. Hi, I'm Geoffrey Wang, a grade 11 student at Lord Bing, and for years, I was on quite a mission to find what made me feel alive. It took a lot of quitting, questioning, and trial and error, but eventually I found it, not through pressure or expectation, but through passion. Today, I want to share with you why finding your passion is the way to finding your purpose. Let me explain. As you can see, I'm from an Asian family. So, when I was growing up, my parents always wanted me to play piano. I remember being 5 years old, my feet still dangling off the floor, trying to reach the middle seat. My piano teacher would tap the ruler on the edge of the keys whenever I made a mistake, which unfortunately was often. Every Sunday, while my friends were out playing, I was indoor practicing. Playing piano felt weird. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. I was doing it to make my parents proud. But eventually, it felt like a chore, so I quit. Just like how I quit art, violin, tennis, and soccer. One day, my friend invited me to play basketball. I was hesitant at first because I've never been good at a sport before. I thought I was going to embarrass myself again. However, when I actually stepped on the court, something surprising happened. Although I was making silly mistakes such as losing the ball or missing easy shots, I was still smiling. I was still laughing. I was still having fun. That one afternoon activity turned into a weekend routine, then a daily habit. I started practicing more and more, and the more I played, the better I got. What started as a simple game of basketball became a big part of my life. Until this day, I am still playing. It reminds me of Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Ever since a young age, Elon has always had a passion for coding and technology. At the age of 12, he used a manual and old computer to teach himself programming and made a game called Blaster that sold for $500. As he grew older, that curiosity only deepened. He started reading tons of books for fun, especially about space, physics, and technology. After college, instead of following a traditional path, Elon followed his interest. He co-founded Zip2 and later PayPal, using technology to solve real problems. But his biggest passions, space and clean energy, never left him. That's what led him to start SpaceX and Tesla. His journey wasn't about chasing success. It was about following what fascinated him. And by doing so, he didn't just end up building companies. He helped drive the entire progress of human race. From making electrical cars more accessible, to designing rockets that could one day carry humans to Mars, Elon's passion projects became solutions to some of humanity's biggest challenges. So, how do you find your passion? A good start would be to try different things, even ones you're unsure about. Pay attention to what makes you feel curious, excited, or energized. If something doesn't feel right, it's okay to let it go. That's part of the process. Passion isn't always loud or obvious at first. Sometimes it grows through small moments of joy and interest that keeps pulling us back. But none of that happens unless if you give yourself time to explore. Here's the thing though. There are only about 4,000 weeks in an average lifetime. Think about it. 4,000, that's it. Depending on how old you are, you might have already used a quarter, a third, or even a half of those weeks. You don't get to replay them, but you do get to choose how to spend the ones you have left. And here's something crazy. The number on your monthly paycheck, for many people, is higher than the total number of weeks you will ever live. That's how short life is, and yet, we spend so much of that time doing things we don't even enjoy. So why waste another week doing something you don't even care about? Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Chase what makes your heart race. Follow what makes you feel alive. Not because it's guaranteed to work out, but because it's yours. At the end of the day, we are the ones who have to live our lives. So let's make it something we actually care about. For me, I found my passion through exploring different things. For someone like Elon, he knew what his passion was from the start and never deviated from it. So how do you find your passion? Was your journey like mine, or was it like Elon's? If you haven't found your passion yet, keep looking. Don't settle because of others' pressure or expectations. Because when you find it, you will know, and your whole world will change for the better. Thank you.